Letter for Slavoj Žižek, 18th of the 12th, 2019. Dear Slavoj, when my father made me, he didn't know he was planting an algorithm. When my mother had me, she didn't know she was giving birth to code. I swear by strawberries for the complexion. The other day, I was asked to define poetry by a student who'd been sat quietly Snapchatting at the back of the room. The best I could come up with on the spot was, it's about taking things out rather than putting them in. Nobody said anything. I'm a gerund in the free fall from the 7th floor, destined for a pot of geraniums, exploding into emojis, red and black hearts and likes forever. Red is the colour of love, isn't it? So, was watching a YouTube video the other day. He was speaking on the topic of video games. But your talk wasn't really about video games at all, which is just one thing I like about hearing you speak. Halfway in, you were asked a question about Lars von Trier, which you answered on form, admitting you hadn't seen the film, but you brought a question on video games around to an answer on love. Quite remarkable, really. And online dating, which wasn't an answer at all, but sort of more where we find ourselves. You said, all our systems of love are set up so that we no longer fall. But we need the fall, don't we? Ophelia. The gathering rhythm of the sea forewarned another storm, christened appropriately, anchored to the beaten of balcony doors. With the weight of my body, I kept Ophelia out. For half a trembling hour, until the fire brigade came, my mother stood at the back of the room, despairing in her dressing gown, too scared to sleep in case the windows blew in. As the walls were rattling, I presume whoever was in charge of the naming of these storms at the Met Office does so in consultation with an Excel spreadsheet, in order not to accidentally let rip that Hercules was on his way for when in reality Darren would do. Gender is important too. The more elusive and volatile the storm, the more feminine. The more damning and predictable, the more masculine. I trust the intern paid tweet has a due grip on the classics. A geranium bled at the thought of you, dancing, your shoulders contoured like Michelangelo. Remember the time you went out to the co-op, and when you got back, I painted a fresco on the ceiling. How pleased you were that I'd been so productive. That evening, you took down the antlers which hung on your bedroom wall and gave them to your cousin, who told me what you had done. You knew I'd be upset, for the antlers belong there. Perched on the bed, I can get another pair, you said. They're all over the place once you start looking. As if it really didn't matter that the wall was bare where the outside had come in. Do you think a set of antlers are fit for a bedroom wall, Slavoj? Can't sleep. Googling locked cabins in Norway at 4 a.m, skimming a cacophony of reviews on the new MacBook Air, barely there, slim, a golden feather. It's all about desire, someone told me. My finger lingers upon Loch Katrine, delves into Loch Corrows, swirling deep in my cleavage. 2 mute swans puzzle me. A staccato of gulls break the ceiling. This poem is not working, I must take it and ring it through my body. These keys aren't working either, yet I've sold an intuitive experience, something akin to alchemy. Apple, I demand a full refund. The train skims Glasgow Queen Street. I belong nowhere but in the moment of production, but I'm not a product. Do you hear me? Who knew that they would be so clever as to get us to give it all away for free, curating our lives for all to see? Susan Sontag is sat opposite me, sipping coffee from a paper clutch she clearly disapproves of. Life and project, you can have both, you know, she nods. But what if you're from the north? The red wall has fallen, they voted blue. Working class families sticking together like glue because they're fuck all else. The middle classes go explore to get the hell away. In Cyprus, in spring, the pink petals inundate the streets. Neither of us can pronounce where we are, disappointed by the yogurt. I ask why. We drift along the road like bad punctuation, picking figs. Every tree holds fruit. The candle reads Les Vacances, made in China. Smells of tangerines, I awake. With something in my mouth, a twig of apple blossom. Listen for the shoots of baby blackbirds taking root, knowing full well that a bird can't take